Greetings fellow 50p collectors, Coin Snatcher here, and we've got a lovely big update today on the 50p collection. So I got a new set of batteries and we've popped those into the lights in each cabinet, so we're now back at full strength on the lighting, and all three cabinets are looking quite majestic, if I do say so myself. Lots and lots of 50p's in the cabinet, and today we're going to add another 4 unique 50p's to the collection. So let's have a look and see what's arrived today. Okay, so firstly, before we get into this video, a big thank you to all the people who have hit the subscribe button. I noticed that we've just hit 300 subscribers. I don't know if it was today or over the last day or two, but 300 subscribers, absolutely fantastic. It's great to see other people that are interested in the humble 50p as well. For any of you people that watch the videos and don't hit the subscribe button, well, enough said really, isn't it? I don't want to say anything rude like, but hit the subscribe button in the future. The more subscribers, the more the channel gets out, and the more people can see what a wonderful collection the 50p's can make. So without further ado, let's get into the 50p's for today and see what has arrived. So we'll start off with the first tray in the Isle of Man TT coin series. This is an interesting series of coins because you can collect the same coin, same design, but they have slightly different die marks on them. Die marks aren't something you're going to get from the Royal Mint. Die marks are quite unique in a way to the Popjoy Mint, who actually have minted a lot of these coins for the Isle of Man. If you watched the last video, you would have seen that I made a couple of cock-ups in that I had bought this 1983 TT 50p, and this particular coin has a little die mark up in the corner which is A and D, and you can see it quite clearly there. The D on the right hand side of the A, there's a little space between that, and then there's a little line which is part of the design. But with this 50p TT, there's several different designs. So you have the standard AA one, which is over here, and you have an AC one, you have an AA one, sorry, up here, and then the AB one and the AC one. The AC one seems to be quite a tricky one to get, and then you have this one which has caught me out, shall we say. I ended up purchasing the same coin twice, what with the dodgy pictures on eBay, because some of them are blurry. The sellers don't take very good pictures. I actually bought the same coin twice, so I ended up with 1983 AD die number 1 twice. So thanks to Manx Andy, who lives over in the Isle of Man, strange enough, and is a big collector of these 50p pieces. He knew exactly the one I was missing, and he offered it to me in either circulated or uncirculated form for a very, very reasonable price. He's a real gentleman, and I couldn't say no. I had to get the uncirculated one off him. You'll see that this is an uncirculated one. It's suffering from a little bit of toning, but it's never been in a purse or wallet. So the one I was missing was 1983 AD die number 2. I put these little cards into the capsules, and then I know exactly which ones I'm missing from the collection. Means I don't have to keep referring to the books, and just generally it's a quick way of seeing what's in the collection and what's out of the collection. So the first coin we'll have to look at today is this one, which is the uncirculated 1983 AB die number, or sorry, AD die number 2. Now in the first one, if we look at the little die mark, you'll see, as I said, the A and the D's slightly spaced away from the line. On this one, you can see the A and you can see the D, but in this case the D is literally sitting on top of the line. So that's the two different variances in this die mark, and that's all the fun of collecting these coins. It's trying to find these different die marks, either doing it on eBay, car boot sales, little shows or events that I go to where somebody might be selling coins. But for me, this is what the 50p hunting is about. Again, it's not all that going through bags of 50p's from the bank and just ending up with dirty fingers and, you know, spreading the disease rather than the love around the world. Nothing against 50p hunting. If you want to spend the rest of your life looking for Kew Gardens, then, go ahead, whack on with it, like. But you're going to have a far bigger collection if you start collecting die marks and you start collecting all the Isle of Man TT, Viking ships, Christmas coins, Gibraltar, Guernsey, all the Popjoy ones from the South Sea Islands, the Sandwich Islands, Georgia, all this sort of thing. There's just, I think I'm up to probably close to 1,000 different 50p's in the collection. And, you're probably talking 150 of those, or the 200 of those are UK 50p's. So it really does make for an amazing collection. It takes quite a bit of dedication to try and actually find all these coins. And it's really, really interesting when you get stuck into it and you're looking at all these different die marks and suddenly you realise that the same coin was made with an AA die mark, an AB die mark, an AC die mark, AD die mark, but two different versions, a BB die mark, and so it goes on and so forth. Some of the Milner's Towers 50p, I think it's 2014, 2015, you could literally have up to 6 or 7 different die marks on the single 50p. So it really is a fantastic, fantastic collection to get into. So that's the first coin we have to have a look at, and unfortunately we have to put the Isle of Man TT coins to the side, because the next coin we have to have a look at is one of my favourite series of coins to collect, and this is the Viking ship series of coins from the Isle of Man. So the good thing with these is the coin hunters aren't really after these, the people who buy the coins to flip them. These coins, they stop circulating the large size of coins, as everyone knows. And as a result, some of these coins are expensive, but they are attainable, and some of them have very, very low mintages as well. I did actually bid on a very important coin for the collection, and it was this one here, which is the 1982 Viking coin, and in this case it was the silver proof set. As I was trying to bid on it, my eBay crashed, and as a result my bid didn't go in, and the buyer got the set for, well, minimum £50 less than I was willing to pay for it. So well and truly skanked by eBay on that. I was not happy at all. So as a result, I had to go onto eBay and buy a lot of other coins instead. So let's have a look at the first one of those coins which has arrived. And this is, if we flip it over, it's a 1984 coin. It's in really, really nice condition. It is a circulated coin, so it does have little scratches and marks and whatever on it. But if I pop it down and we get the old camera up on it, and we have a nice zoom in on it. Oh, you'll have to excuse the dog hair that's got on that there. I'll have to shoot that dog if he's going to keep leaving hairs everywhere. You can see there that we have a really nice design of the Viking ship. It sits inside a crest. But again, as with all of these Isle of Man coins, it is the die mark that we're looking for. So let's have a little scroll in on this. We can see the two A's just under the 50 on this particular coin. So this is a coin which I would classify as die number 1. There's 4 different dies for 1985 for the AA, and then you also have a diamond proof AA, and you also have a AB one as well. But this is an AA one, and it's 1984. And we pop that into the little capsule like so. Let's just get the magnification back on the camera. We pop the lid on that, and we pop that in the tray. So beside that, we've got 1984, and that's a slightly different die mark on that coin. So you can see on this coin, if I zoom in again on it, you can see the AAs sit up nice and close to the 50, where on this one the AAs sit lower. They're closer to the line of the crest. Bit hard actually to get them both in the same shot, but in fact, let's take them out of the capsules, because this is all the fun of these coins. The die marks are, they're AA, but it's all to do with the spacing between these coins that makes them collectible, and that's where all the fun is in hunting for them. So let's just get something nice and flat to put it on. We'll use the other phone for now. I'm not terribly posh. It's not that I have 2 phones for myself. This is a work phone, but it should make quite a nice surface just to hold those 2 coins on. So there you go, guys, if you have a look at that. And especially for this, I have now got, rather than me touching the coins, I've got what I'd technically call a pokey device. So we'll see there the two little AAs, and you see how close that A is to the 5. And if we go over to the other coin, you'll see that there's more of a space. So they're AA, both of them, but they are different. They're not the same. So that's really, really good. This is how you get into these coins. It's trying to find these different die marks. And I take all the information from the books that I have about these coins. I don't just make it up on the spur of the moment. But we'll see there's also a die 3 AA for 1984. We have AAA, which is, it's really only 2 A's, but the way it's come out during the striking process, it looks like 3 A's. So that's die number 4. We then have a diamond proof finish coin. So that's the equivalent of the Royal Mint proof finish, where you would have the frosted finish on it. Then we have a 1984, and this one has an AB design. 1984 with edge lettering is one of the rarest 50p's you can come across. There was only 150 of those minted, and in all the years I've been collecting 50p's, I haven't even seen one of these for sale yet. I expect that if one of these did come up, it would probably go for thousands of pounds. So that may be one we'll never get in the collection. But at some time I might knock an old granny out, rob her of her pension, and see if I can't go to the Isle of Man and find one of these. I still reckon I wouldn't even get one of those. Next one we have then in that 1984 series is a proof coin. So we already had the diamond finish coin. Now we have a proof coin. And on the proof coin, there's no die mark. So you'll see the quality of the finish on it. And if there's no AA or AB on it, then it's the proof one, and it's well worth collecting. And then we have a 1984 one with silver, and again, no die. Slightly tricky to tell the difference between them in terms of just looking at them and getting an idea of what you're buying. And then on the next shelf down, we start off with the 1985 coins. And you can see with the 1985 coins, there's 3 in a row. Then we're missing the 1985 silver coin. And let's just see, I think this is a 1986 with an AA die mark. It is indeed. And we're missing the 1986. Just turn that round properly, keep my OCD in check. We have the 1986 AB, and then the series finishes off with the 1987 coin. After this, it goes on to the Ellen Vannon computer coins. And if we bring over the next tray, we can see, oh, there is actually a die 2 for 1987, apologies. And there's the BB, the diamond finish one as well. And then 1988, it goes on to the Ellen Vannon 50p's. And we've got a few of those as well. And again, all different die marks on these coins to hunt out for. So I'm rambling a bit in this one, but it's my day off. I've got the time to do it. The sun's shining. I've had a nice gin and tonic. Life is good. Plenty of coins to look at. Let's rock on and see what the next coin is that's arrived. So, next coin we have is a 1979 Viking ship coin. And this one has an edge inscription around the edge. Now, I already had a look at this, and the edge inscription on it is quite weak, but it does say, if I can just get that into focus a bit better, Royal Visit Isle of Man, IOM, July 1979, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So with these 1979 coins, this is probably the largest range of 50p coins in the Isle of Man set. You can get these coins with all different die marks, and with the, in this case, if you look at the Queen's head, you can read the writing. So the writing is the right way up on this, but you can also get it with the edge inscription upside down, and you can also get it as an offset edge inscription as well. And that's where the inscription, the words aren't centered in the middle of each of the sides of the 50p. So this is a real labour of love, trying to get through these 50p's to try and get, you know, I'm not going to say I'll get them all, but I'm going to have a damn good crack at getting as many of them as possible. So let's pop this coin down and we'll have a little look, because again, this all centres on the various die marks. So this is a slightly rarer one. If I get my little pokey device out, you can see where the gin and tonic's making my hands shake. You can just see the little A here, and you can see instead of an A this time you've got a D beside it. So again, with this coin, it denotes that it's a better finish than just your standard coin. And if we pop that tray over to the side and we bring in tray number 3, we can have a little look and we can pick up where this coin should be. So the 1979 coins, there's 1978, the proof coin, and there's 1978, the silver proof coin. It really messes my camera up when I stick my hand in front of it because it tries to focus on my hand instead of the coins, so apologies for that. So that's a 1978 proof coin, or silver proof coin, really nice. And then we go on to 1979, and that's where it starts here, and you have this has a little privy mark on it. Some of the 1979 coins don't have the privy mark, and it is just literally a stylized triskelion, which is of course the symbol of the Isle of Man. So we can see there's a nice shiny coin there, so that's a silver proof one. We rattle on, and we're up to 1979 with an AC die mark. And then we're on to another silver proof coin for 1979, and we'll see that that one is a D mark on that. And if we zoom out again on this, we've got a D die mark, we've got an F die mark in silver, and we've also got this one here, which is then going on to the next, which is AA. Then beside that we should have the AB, and it continues on 1997. Oh, so sorry, here we go. 1979 with the edge inscription with the die mark AD. This is definitely one of the rarer ones. I've been hunting for this one for quite a while, and unfortunately these ones aren't cheap to come by. You know, you could buy a couple of gins or a few crates of Guinness with the money that you spend on these ones. So let's pop the capsule open for this. I put a tick on it so I know I've got it and it's on its way. That way I don't buy the same coin twice. Although technically that doesn't really stop me. I have bought the same coin twice quite a few times. We pop that one into the capsule. And that's the 1979 edge inscribed coin with the die mark. So fantastic stuff. Let's pop the lid back on that. And we'll keep that in there. Oh, it doesn't want to play ball. There we go. I think that's sorted it out now. We'll pop that back in there. And there we go. Another coin added. So we've got 3 spaces up the top. 1 space on the second row. 1 space on the third row. 1, 2, 3 spaces on the fourth row. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces on the bottom row. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. It's taken a while. As I say, they're not exactly the cheapest of coins to buy, but thoroughly enjoyable searching for these coins and finding them. And I do also really enjoy on eBay making people offers for the coins rather than just doing it for the buy it now price. If they put up, offer, then I will certainly make them an offer and chance my arm a bit with it. So let's have a look at the next coin that's arrived. And this again is a 1979 coin. I'm pretty sure of that. Just let me pop a bit of paper on that so I don't get my mucky prints on it. There we go, 1979. And, oh, it's doing a little twirl there. Let's have a little zoom in on this and see if we can work out what the die mark on this is. So this has a B die mark, I believe that is, on this coin. Let's have a little zoom in closer. Sorry, I think that is actually the 1979 F. So it's a bit hard to make out whether it's an E or an F, but it's definitely not an A, a B, it's not a C, it's not a D, it's not an E. So yeah, that is an F1. And if we have a little look on the side of this coin, we can see that this coin also has an edge inscription on it. So this is actually a silver proof coin. Let's pop this back down again. It's messing with the camera trying to do that. We'll pop that down there, and let me just double check that actually. Is that possibly an E? You see, it gets confusing even when you buy these coins. You can't be 100% sure. I'm actually veering towards that being an E die coin rather than an F die coin. Yeah, I think that's the E die coin, because when I look over at my little list here, inscribed 1979 E silver. So yeah, that is an E die mark coin. Silver as well, so we'll get that out. You can tell it's silver just by the finish of it. You got the proof finish on it. There is a little bit of toning on it, but the actual edges on it are nice and sharp as well, so you can tell it's a better coin than just a BU coin. And in this case, the writing is the correct way up as well. Pop it around to the Queen's head, and you can see the letters are point in the right direction. If the writing's upside down, then we call it inverted, and again you can collect a whole range of these coins with the inverted edge inscription. So we'll pop that in there, and we'll pop the lid on that, and that's another reasonably rare. The E dies, the F dies are probably some of the rarer dies to try and get your hands on. So fantastic stuff there. Correct me if I'm wrong, any of you 50p collectors, but I'm pretty sure that's an E-die coin. So let's just zoom out again, and that was one more added to the collection, which is brilliant. So what have we got left to have a look at? Well, I think we might have one more coin. Or is that all 4 coins? Have I done all 4 coins? Oh no, maybe that's it. 1, 2, 3. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so apologies there, getting a bit ahead of myself. It was 1 TT coin and 3 of the Isle of Man 50p's, the Viking ships ones. One of the older series, and then it was 2 of the newer series. So apologies for that. That, as it stands, is today's update. We've got 4 more coins which have gone into the collection, and it is ever expanding. Oh, now the good news is as well, just looking at the Royal Mint 50p's over there, we've got all the circulated ones, we've got all the bank ones, a lot of the silver proof ones as well. Did notice they've released the latest series of the Winnie the Pooh 50p's, but having a look on eBay, the Tigger Bank 50p that came with the colour on it, that one seems to be going up quite nicely in value. So it may be worth keeping an eye on those Winnie the Pooh coins, because the Tigger ones, the first 6, I believe they all had an issue limit of 45,000. And the latest ones that they've released with Eeyore and whatever the other 2 are, they've cut the release down to 12,500. So a big drop in the number that are being minted for the brilliant uncirculated colour versions of the 2022 Winnie the Pooh and Friends coins. So I'll be keeping an eye on those. So hopefully in the days to come, we'll have more of the Isle of Man 50p's arriving. We should have some from the Royal Mint as well. Haven't done a Royal Mint video update for a while, so that will be quite good. And yeah, we're rocking and rolling with it. It's coming along very nicely. So that's it for now, folks. Leave a comment below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's see if we can get up to 400 subscribers before 2027, 2028. I did notice that I think around 89% of the people that were watching the videos were not subscribed. So if you're one of those people, press that like button and you'll get all the updates, etc. But that's it for now from Coin Snatcher. Peace and love. Coin Snatcher out.